Hello, I'm back again. Kelvin the Educator, that is the name of my channel. And I want us today we talk about ions and the periodic table. All of us know what an ion is. An ion is a charged atom, but of course we can have another definition of an ion. Um, we can also define an ion as a charged atom that has lost or gained electrons. Remember, before it gains or loses electrons, it is an atom. And an atom, we all of us know that it is the smallest or rather the tiniest particle of an element. Now, because today I want us to talk about ions and the periodic table, there are two types of ions that we need to have in mind. And the first ion is normally when it is positively charged. A positive ion is always known as a cation, and it is normally formed by metals. Metals are normally found on the left side of the periodic table, apart from hydrogen element, which is a non-metal, which is normally the first element in the periodic table. Now, the negatively charged ions are known as anions, and anions are normally found on the right side of the periodic table. So I am making this video with the assumption that all of us know about the periodic table and how it is arranged and so forth. Then now that we know that, and I'm bringing very new terms here, metals and non-metals, what can you say about metals, apart from them knowing to be on the left side of the periodic table? What do you know about the properties of metals? What do you know about the properties of non-metals? Yeah, metals and non-metal ions. Now, a very good metal is sodium metal, zinc metal, iron metal. They have some properties. They have some properties. And let me, of course, say one property of metals is that they give away their outer electrons to achieve a full outer shell, resulting in a positive charge. A very good example is sodium. Now, sodium metal, if you remember, it has 11 electrons. And having 11 electrons, it will also have 11 protons. Now, if sodium metal starts reacting, it will lose one electron. Remember, if we are to arrange these electrons in an electron arrangement form, we will have it as 281. Yeah. So if this metal atom gives away its outer electron, in this case, which is now the one electron, then it will result to it being having a positive charge. Why will we have a positive charge? Because the number of protons are now going to be more than the number of electrons. We will have, of course, 11 protons, but this time around we'll have 10 electrons. So we will have a positive charge. Now, these metals which have positive ions, we call them cations. Or rather, because we are forming a positive ions are normally called cations. Now, what about nonmetals? Now, nonmetals, on the other hand, these are electrons in this case needs to be filled by gaining electrons. That is something that you need to have in mind. That nonmetals, they take in electrons to fill in their outer shell. And I will give example of chlorine. Now, a chlorine atom normally has an electron configuration of 287. Yeah. So if chlorine was to react, if it was to react, then it will react by gaining one electron. Yeah. When it gains that one electron, it will no longer have 17 electrons. It will have 18 electrons. It will have 18 electrons after it has gained that electron. Now, the charge will change to become a negative. So the resulting ion will be a negatively charged ion, and therefore an anion. So there are two types of metal ions. There are two types of ions. We have metal ions, which are known as cations, and they are positively charged. Then non-metal ions, which are known as anions, and they are negatively charged. How do we form cations? Cations are formed by when atoms lose electrons. How do we form anions? Anions are formed when electrons are gained. All right. So in my next video, I will be talking about the arrangement of the periodic table in groups, and of course I'll be talking about specific groups in the periodic table. My channel is Kelvin the Educator. Subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. Comment, comment. But the most important thing, subscribe. Thank you very much.